Welcome to How Hard Could It Be, where I make a video series, then talk about the challenges required to make it work. We'll call this show Off the Meta. I'll come back to it periodically, maybe weekly. We'll see how this goes. With all the Melee 2.9999999999999 updates and changes to modding, I wanted to see how I could change my Excalibur build. I'll be showing off Excalibur Prime, but this will easily work for Umbra. Probably more so due to the Umbral polarities being baked into him. I want to show off what I call my Immortal Excalibur. First, I'll start with the main Excalibur build. Steel Charge for boosting Exalted Blade, but you can use whatever aura you want. Power Drift for just a little bit more power strength, but it's your choice of flavor mod in the end. I've got the full Umbral set here, mostly for the boost of power strength, but also somewhat better tank stats it gets from having them all together. Adaptation ensures Excalibur isn't taking too much damage from sustained fire. Hunter Adrenaline ensures that for every hit, I'm getting energy, feeling the Exalted Blade. Primed Continuity because more action for less cost. Primed Flow because of course having a high reserve means I don't always have to be taking damage to be outputting it. This build is going to be relying on taking damage to output damage, while simultaneously trying not to take too much damage if I don't need to. The arcanes are largely unimportant. You can put whatever arcanes you have available. I have Arcane Tempo for my comb build. We all know how Excalibur works, right? Slash Dash gives additional movement in an attack. Blind can be used to reduce incoming damage by just blinding everyone. Then there's Radial Javelin, which just get ignored because you're better off using Exalted Blade. Speaking of, Exalted Blade is going to be the main damage source. With this build, you don't even need weapons, not even for the heaviest of targets. You'll be hitting like a metal ball smashing into a truck window. But how does one accomplish this? With a heavy attack build, because why not heal while also doing tons of damage? So here's that build. Prime Pressure Point for base damage. You can easily switch this out for the Sacrificial mod, or maybe even Conditional Overload depending on how you want to boost your damage. Then I'll just casually throw on some crit mods. Sacrificial Steel followed up by an Organ Shatter. Amalgam Organ Shatter is good too, but that charge speed is short up by Killing Blow, used to increase heavy attack damage by 11%. Life Strike is in here as well. Corrupt Charge, this is one of the linchpins of this build. It gives plus 30 innate combo. All that's left is room for 2 flex slots. Personally, I chose Primed Fever Strike in a 60-60 mod depending on what elements are needed. But hey, you can choose whatever you like. Now there's one little detail to take into consideration. Throw those Gladiator mods on Helios' weapon, which will require Helios, duh. It's not strictly needed, but more bonuses are more bonuses. Alright, so what are the stats like? 28,000 damage, give or take depending on resistances and what you're modding in. Multiplied by 2 if the way the multiplier works is the way I think it does. Throw on that crit multiplier. Well, how does that flex tape thing go?
Now that's a lot of damage!
Now it's time to show off what this bad boy can do. And as I fight, let's talk about how this all comes together. Heavy attacks are boosted by several interacting features of Melee 3.0. First, the combo meter is used to increase their damage. They also get double all crit chance stats. Life Strike is used for healing. That means with every heavy attack, it'll hit hard and heal even better. The one huge drawback of Exalted Blade, though, is that it rarely, if ever, builds any combo due to the attack wave not granting any. Corrupt Charge instantly grants a 2x combo to boost heavy attacks, and the combo persists with every single one. One of the greatest benefits for this build is going against Kuvaliches. Depending on how your elements stack up, you can completely clear a health bar in one heavy attack. Sometimes 2 or 3 if they're particularly tanky and your elements are wrong. Just make sure to blind them first so they don't enact their own savage retribution like that. You also still retain a pretty beefy regular swing as well as the regular waves. The heavy attack doesn't have it right now, but who knows what may or may not change in the future. Alright, so that's it for the first episode of Off the Meta. So let's talk challenges. First, show ideas. Repeated episodic content, whatever you want to call it. Off the Meta will hopefully be a fun dive into the weapons of Warframe that will include fun and hopefully unique builds that, while maybe not entirely great for all content, will provide variety in your day-to-day play. Also, Warframes themselves will be in there as well. Duh. I could probably do some more polish on the idea of off the meta, but hey, pilot episodes exist for a reason, right? As for the build, I stumbled across the way Corrupt Charge works from Brozyme's video on the Fragor Prime. I wondered how that would fit in with other weapons. Daggers have an interesting option with covert lethality, but the idea of making a heavy attack build for Excalibur tickled me a little, or a lot. After some testing while hunting Kuvaliches, I finalized the build into what I displayed here. Does it work? Oh, definitely. Are there flaws? A few. Is it fun? Oh, glorious hell yes. With all of that out of the way, if you want to see more of this show, hit the like button. If you have a suggestion, leave a comment. Then all that's left is to blind your enemies, soar through the sky, stab the ground, and make Link proud by swinging your lightsaber that shoots more lightsabers.